Welcome to this free CCNA Packet Tracer Practice Lab. You can download the lab file from the link in the description. If you like these labs, please consider supporting me via my Patreon or the cryptocurrency options in the description. Also, please subscribe to the channel for more labs like this, and share these videos with anyone else studying for the CCNA. In this lab, we will configure BGP, the Border Gateway Protocol. Unlike RIP, EIGRP, and OSPF, which are IGPs or Interior Gateway Protocols, BGP is an EGP, an Exterior Gateway Protocol. While IGPs are used for routing within an organization, EGPs are used for routing between organizations, and these days BGP is really the only EGP in use. The extent to which you have to know BGP is fairly limited for the CCNA. You can go deeper into BGP by continuing to the CCNP or by looking at the service provider track of certifications. For the CCNA routing and switching, you have to be able to configure external BGP, or eBGP, for single-homed branch connectivity. Single-homed means a single connection to a single internet service provider, as is the case here in this network. Our organization is using BGP Autonomous System number 65,000 and is connected to an internet service provider in AS 65001. We will create a BGP peering between R1 and SPR1, so R1 will learn various desired routes from SPR1, and R1 will advertise our internal networks out to the service provider. In this case, we will test by pinging to an external server at 15.0.0.1. Let's get started. First, I'll go on R2. Enable Show IP Route. As you can see, R2 has already learned various routes from OSPF, which is used within the organization, and has learned a default route to the internet from R1, which uses the default information originate command in OSPF. However, a ping to the external server 15.0.0.1 won't work. Let's try. Ping 15.0.0.1. As expected, the ping fails. This is because we haven't advertised our internal networks to the service provider, so the pings have no return path. So let's go on R1 and configure BGP. Enable conft. To enter BGP configuration mode, type router BGP followed by the AS or autonomous system number, in this case 65,000. AS numbers are very important for BGP, so make sure you type them correctly. Now, unlike OSPF and EIGRP, which dynamically discover neighbors by being activated on interfaces and sending multicast messages, in BGP we must manually specify each neighbor, and a TCP connection is then made to form the peering. You can do that with this command, neighbor 100.0.0.1, that being the IP address of SPR1, the service provider router, and then next remote-AS, followed by the AS number of the neighbor, 65,001 in this case. Again, AS numbers are very important for BGP, so make sure you enter your own AS number correctly when entering BGP mode, and make sure you type the neighbor's AS number correctly when using the neighbor command. Next, let's move on to advertising networks. To review the network statement used in EIGRP and OSPF, the network command doesn't actually specify which networks to advertise. It specifies which interfaces to activate the protocol on, and then those interfaces networks are advertised. So when using the network command, you don't have to enter the exact network prefix and mask. However, BGP is different. In BGP, you have to enter the exact network and mask, and a matching route must be in your routing table. For example, R1 has a loopback of 1.1.1.1/32. If I enter 1.0.0.0 with a /8 mask in the network command, it won't work. I have to enter the exact 1.1.1.1/32 network to advertise it. So let's advertise the loopbacks. Do show IP route. As you can see, I have routes to 1.1.1.1/32, 2.2.2.2/32, and 3.3.3.3/32, so I can advertise them in BGP. The BGP network command goes like this. Network 1.1.1.1 mask 255.255.255.255. You have to type mask in the command, and also it's not a wildcard mask like in EIGRP and OSPF. It's a standard network mask. Okay, let's do the others. Network 2.2.2.2 mask 255.255.255.255. Network 3.3.3.3 mask 255.255.255.255. Okay, the next step is to advertise a summary of the 10.0.12.0/30, 10.0.23.0/30, and 10.0.13.0/30 networks with a single network command using a /16 mask. Now, this is a problem. I said before there has to be a match in the route table to advertise something in BGP. Do show IP route. There is no 10.0.0.0/16 network in the routing table. Here, I'll do the network command. Network 10.0.0.0 mask 255.255.0.0. Okay, it lets us do the command, but let's try that ping from R2 again. Ping 15.0.0.1. It still doesn't work, because R1 isn't advertising the 10.0.0.0/16 network yet, because it doesn't have the route in its route table. So let's go back to R1 and make a route. Exit. IP route 10.0.0.0 255.255.0.0. Now, what should we enter next? The answer is null 0. The null 0 interface essentially discards anything that is sent to it. Why would we want to use that? Well, we wanted to create the route to advertise it in BGP. Do show IP route. There's the 10.0.0.0/16 route, and here are our more specific routes. Any traffic that comes for the 10.0.12.0/30, 10.0.13.0/30, or 10.0.23.0/30 networks will be sent out their appropriate interfaces because these have a more specific, meaning a longer, network mask, /30 versus /16. However, if something comes for the 10.0.1.0/24 network, for example, it won't match any of those and will instead be sent to the null 0 interface and discarded. This is good because the 10.0.1.0/24 network isn't present in our internal network, so there's no point in sending a packet destined for that network any further than R1. The use of the null 0 interface can be a little difficult to understand. Feel free to ask questions if you're not sure about it. This use of a null interface is often called a discard route, by the way. Anyway, now the 10.0.0.0/16 network is present in our route table. So that means R1 will be advertising it to the service provider. So if we send a ping to the remote server from R2, the ping reply should be able to find its way back now. Let's try on R2. Ping 15.0.0.1. There we go, the ping works this time. So, in this lab we configured an external BGP neighbor, advertised our internal networks, and looked at the idea of a discard route. That's all for this lab. Thank you for watching. I hope this lab and video have been helpful for you. Please subscribe for future labs like this, which will be released weekly. If you have requests for any specific labs, let me know in the comment section. If you want to support my channel, I accept Bitcoin and Ethereum donations via the addresses in the description. I am also a Brave verified publisher and accept BAT, or Basic Attention Token, donations in the Brave browser.